outside of a train station on a cold and rainy day because it reminds us that the way things have always been done are not necessarily the right way. As I record this, it is 2 days away from Martin Luther King Day. What a great example of a guy changing things up from the way it's always been done. As you know, Martin Luther King had a dream that blacks and whites would be treated equally. And you guys, at the time, this was revolutionary. Blacks and whites drank from different water fountains. Their children went to different schools. His idea was radical. I would never compare myself to the great Martin Luther King, but I also have a dream. I have a dream that one day we'll look back and think that the typical way of doing Greek life, that the typical way of being a sorority girl is just terribly outdated. That one day they will be the change the world needs to see. That their positive trend-setting power will be used for good. I think that the world's trendsetters can start something that matters. Because you can look back at the pages of history and see that every great movement was started by young people. Hillsong said it best, that in every generation you can look back and see young people gathering together and saying enough is enough, and started living for causes beyond themselves. At the end of this chapter, I share about my friend Ashley's dream. Ashley is a friend who was in AD the same time I was. Currently, she's a missionary. But before all of that happened, she had a dream specifically about the place they would live. She had no idea what it meant, but she pictured everything down to the rocks outside of their home, to the river nearby, and every detail about their home. Eventually, when they moved half a world away and they landed in the place where they now serve as missionaries, the exact place she dreamed of came true. That is where they now live and serve as missionaries. In the midst of this whole dream of how sorority girls can change the world, she was living half a world away, yet she saw some of my dreams for Greek Row on the wonderful world that is social media. Ashley messaged me and she said, "Did I ever tell you about the dream I had for Greek Row?" Her exact words were, "I don't remember all the details other than sororities became houses of worship." You guys, those words rocked me to the core. What if sorority houses could become houses of worship? What if we could forget boys and booze and popularity because that's been done before? And what if these girls could start living for something incredible, standing for something more, and started changing the world right where they are? I mentioned earlier that my parents were Greek 40 years ago. At least 40 years of the same theme music on Greek Row. Maybe, just like this old train station, we are ready for something new. What does that look like? All I know is it starts with me and you. It starts with breaking up with that boy who you know is no good for you. It starts with saying no to the things everyone's telling you you should say no to. It starts with standing for causes bigger than yourself. It starts with living for more than just this Friday night and starting to see something bigger and long term. It starts with looking in the mirror and stop saying criticism, but start seeing the beauty in the way that you were made. It starts with encouraging your sisters and telling them they're more than what the world tells them they are. It starts small, with getting accountability, with hanging out with the right friends, with being the right friend. This starts today. This starts with you. Change the world right here, where you are, today, so we can have something so much better in the future. In the words of John Lennon, they say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Let's change the world together, guys.